Alright, so you just bought some chicks from Tractor Supply like myself, right? So you want to know what to do, how you can start your own chicks? Stay tuned, this is what I'm gonna go over in this video. Let's go.
I wanna take you out, show you the time of your life.
So first, say hi to Luna. Hey, hush. And this is Chase, y'all. Y'all know Chase. Look at Luna, y'all. Alright, y'all. So, this is, you know, the little box that the chicks come in Tractor Supply. Especially around the springtime, summertime, they always have chicks. But for some reason, you guys, it's like this year, it's so hard to find chicks and chickens, man. People are just buying them up like crazy. So if you can get your hands on them, get your hands on them. You know, even if you got to start with just 5 or 6. I bought 6 today because you have to buy a minimum of 4, right? And I already got, I don't know if y'all can see way over there, my chicken coop, right? I already got about 10 in there already, but I needed a rooster. So I said, well, I might as well buy some hens in the process as well. So these right here, you guys, here they go. Look at these little guys. Look. All right, so these little guys are Rudd Rangers. I've never heard of this breed before. I think it's a fairly new breed. I was thinking that they meant Red Ranger, but they said no, they're Rudd Rangers. And so I did a little research on them. They're similar to Red Rangers. So, but they're a hybrid. But the good thing about it is they're dual purpose. They don't lay a lot of eggs. They said maybe 170 eggs per year, which is like 3 to 4 eggs a week per chicken, right? But the roosters are pretty good, and they're also a meat bird. You can use them for meat. They grow pretty big, so they're dual purpose, which is what I wanted anywho in a rooster. And the hens, I'm not really worried about eggs because, again, like I said, I got 10 laying hens over there. I got Copper Morans, I got Freedom Rangers, I can't think of the other breeds, but I got plenty of eggs coming in, so I'm not really worried about these guys for the eggs. I'm really more so looking for a rooster because I'm about to start incubating my own and hatching my own eggs. Because again, these people are just buying up the chickens like crazy. So you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have my own. So this is what you need, guys. I got a waterer right here. I got a little, you know, a little pail right here. You know what to start them off in. I put some wood shavings or some pine shavings down in here. Got you a heat lamp for them when it gets too cold. And also you got to have a feeder. Also, make sure you get some chick feed, right? You want to make sure you get some good chick feed. Don't mind all this other stuff over here. But you got to have, you know, some good chick feed. Now, one thing I will suggest, build a cover to put on top of this right here. To put on top of this little, what they call them, I forget what they call them. Not an incubator, but a brooder. There's a little mini brooder right here. I got a bigger brooder in my, you know, in the other room of my garage, but for 6 chicks, I don't need that big of a brooder for them. So I would suggest, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a top to put over here. I got some hardware cloth with some chicken wire. I'm just gonna make a cover big enough to put over it, because when these guys, in about another week or 2, when they start, you know, getting more energy and getting a little bigger, and their feathers are starting to come in more, they're gonna start jumping and flying everywhere. So that's what you want to have set up for your chicks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get a feeder real quick. I'm gonna put some water in their water pail, and I'm gonna show you guys how, you know, just to put them in here. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this oyster shell to their feed, just a little tiny bit, because chickens have a craw, and that craw is basically like, it's how they chew, pretty much. Because chickens, they don't have teeth or anything like that, so they peck and they eat it, and it goes into this craw, and this craw basically breaks down the food, and then they digest it. So in that craw, you have to have some grit and things like that, which this oyster shell will provide, some grit and everything, some sediment to be able to break down that food. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this to their feed. So here's their chicken feed. Just open this up. And honestly, y'all, and this is what I'm gonna make their little feeder. Just a little bowl, because I can't fit a big old chicken feeder in there. And plus, they're baby chicks. They're gonna be just pecking at it anyway. So this will be more than enough to hold their feed. You don't gotta be all fancy. Another thing, I know I got this little, let me show y'all. You know, I know I got this little thing of chick starter feed, but honestly, and the only reason I got that is because it was right by the chicks. But honestly, you guys don't have to be super picky when it comes to buying chicken feed, chick starter. You don't gotta be picky, man. Just pick anything. Trust me. Yeah, most of these feeds have the same stuff in them anyways. So I just got that little, you know, little chick starter or whatever like that. So don't think, oh, I gotta go and get all of this stuff too. Also, another thing, apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in their water because of the simple fact I don't know if they've been vaccinated. I don't know what farm they came from, none of that. So this right here is a good, you know, supplement pretty much for them. It helps out their health a whole bunch. Apple cider vinegar can do wonders. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this into their water, and that way they'll have that to, you know, kind of, you know, kill any viruses or, you know, help their health out, help their immunity out. So I got about this much chick feed. Here's our oyster shell. Just put about this much in there. Just put it in there. Like that. And then I'll just mix it in like that. Nothing too major, you guys. I also give this to my laying hens to help them lay better. It helps their shell and all that type of stuff. So their shell isn't brittle when they lay and all that. Like it's actually a tough egg shell. So just like that, y'all. And I'm gonna put it in there. Put it in their little pail right here. Just like that. So this is what we're looking at. It's an easy, simple setup. This is the water right here. This is the feed. So let me pour my apple cider vinegar in there. Got my apple cider vinegar. Shake it up. Look at the little chicks, y'all. And then this is all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just pour a little bit in at the top. Just that simple. They don't need much. And so, what I am going to do, pick them up one by one, like this. I introduce them to the water. I put their beak in the water, and I put their beak in the feed so they know where the feed in the water is. And that's the first one. And I'm gonna do this. Oh, they're lighting. And I'm gonna do this for each one. Oh, there we go. Same thing. Same thing. That's all you want to do if you're getting started with chicks. Right now, I only just bought 6. You know what I'm saying? But you can start off with 5. You can start off with 4. Just start off with something. So that way you won't be having to spend $10 for a dozen of eggs. Or how much ever it is. I don't know because I got my own. Right? It's so cute. Again, make sure you guys build a top to put over your brooder. That way the chickens aren't flying out everywhere. Excuse me, let me spit this gum out. But anywho, you guys, and make sure you keep them in a safe room. Like this is just a little screened in area, a part of my garage. And as you can see, you know, I store my coolers and stuff in here. But this is a nice, safe, secure area because I can put a lock on that door right there. Put a lock on this door right here. Nothing can get in here to him. Even though my dog is right there in the backyard, he still won't be able to get in here. So this is what it looks like, you guys. They know where the water is and they know where the feed is. And they will be able to find it. Now they might have to jump up on this to eat out of it, which I might have to get a smaller bowl, but for right now it'll do. And there they go right there. So what did we learn today? If you want to get started with chicks, you buy some, you know, you at Tractor Supply and you're like, oh my gosh, they got chicks in there. You see the baby chicks or whatever the case may be, and you want to get some and you make an impulsive decision. All you need is something small to put them in. You can even use, like, I don't know if y'all can see that right there, that laundry bin. You can even use a laundry bin. Just make sure you put some sort of bedding, whether it be straw, whether it be pine shavings, cedar shavings. I don't think cedar shavings is good for them, but pine shavings, something like that. Put it at the bottom Make sure you have a heat lamp, especially in the early spring, winter, fall months. Make sure you have that, even in the summer, but especially in those months where it's colder. Make sure you have that heat lamp in there for them. Make sure you have a top that you can put over it, but that it won't be suffocating them, because you don't want to use the top that goes to that. You want to have something that's breathable. So you want to put some hardware cloth or some chicken wire or something to the point where it's still breathable. It's not suffocating them. And you know, make sure you have that for when they start jumping up and flying everywhere. Also, the main thing, you want to make sure you have a chicken coop built for them, an area for them. I got chicken coops out there. I got the stationary chicken coop that I built, and I also have what's the ones you buy off the line, you know, the chicken tractors, the one you can move, that's made out of metal. I also have those as well. Those are for my meat birds mainly. But you want to make sure you have somewhere for them to where they can actually go out to pasture, because you can't keep them in here forever. This is only until, and the good rule of thumb, once they start to develop their feathers, that's when you can put them out on pasture, because the main reason you want them in the brooder is so that they can regulate their temperature. Well, because, let me rephrase that, because they can't regulate their temperature when they don't have their feathers in. So you want to keep them in a brooder to where it's a controlled temperature, so they don't get too cold and they don't freeze to death. But when they get those feathers in, and when they get a little bigger, then they'll be able to withstand the elements better, and they'll be able to be on the pasture, you know. And so they need to be on the pasture because it's healthier for them. You know, you don't want just chickens inside, you know, which I'm pretty sure that's not, you know, anybody's goal. But anywho, that's all you need to start chickens, man. It's very simple. If you just want to buy 4, 5, I suggest everybody go get some chickens, man. And you know, just start off with chickens. They're the gateway. They're the gateway animal to any livestock. And you can keep them in a residential backyard. I had them in a residential backyard. You can keep them back there. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of HOAs will allow you to have them. A lot of neighborhoods will allow you to have up to about 5 or 6 hens that lay eggs for you. That's 6 eggs a day, 5, 6 eggs a day. You won't have to worry about the grocery store with it. And then you'll also have something healthy to put in your body. So anywho, that's all I wanted to share with you guys, man. It's super simple, it's super easy. If you got any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Also, if you raise chickens, man, and you've been raising chickens for a while, man, leave some tips down below for the newcomers and the beginners who are starting to raise chickens and who want to raise chickens. You know, leave some tips in the comment section, leave some experiences below, man. And with that, man, like I always like to say, if you give somebody the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. Peace.
Bombs over Baghdad really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS. Little haven from the taxman.